goodness, 548 days. I almost don't want to put this in, you know, because this is what you would call a cute little Head and Shoulders bon voyage party for the bull run. You can see how this pattern might play out, and I hope I'm not making one of these videos in 2 weeks. But you can see how this would, potentially play out. As brutal as that would be, it's not max pain. You always got to factor that in. Will this hurt? 88K would be the real pain, because we would break 90. At that point, there'd be nobody watching Bitcoin content, just the old schoolers. I remember saying this last time. I don't want to put this number in. Because these doodles, Scotty mode, these doodles. So it makes sense to ride this low down at 98. Now, I get so fixated on 8s now because of Asia. They love their 8s, infinity, right? So they're very superstitious. They're a bunch of superstitious little so-and-sos over there. And they like to make their entries and exits on 8s. So look at 98 to hold. And of course, if 98 doesn't hold, it'll be 88, right? And 88 is that magic number because it's 30% from 126. 88 is, 30% exactly, right? So that would make sense to a full restore of that. But at that point, I mean, most people would have packed their bags. If they haven't packed their bags already, we are breaking out of this Head and Shoulders pattern, right? That's not good. Look at it following this doodle. God damn these doodles, like to the goddamn T. Come on. Of course, make no mistakes, the true play out of this Head and Shoulders pattern is down to 88K, I think. Is that what it is? God damn it, 88K. Yeah, let's call it 88K just for Asian's sake. Oh, you racist. There's superstitious little so-and-sos. I don't know, maybe some aren't. Ones I know are. And the ones in the market really are. This is starting to form its own kind of epic bear flag, if it were, right? Well, it's just putting lines on a chart. They really don't mean anything. Let's be realistic about this. This looks like a classic bear flag. It's a 4-hour chart. Christ's sake, it's a noisy little so-and-so. But let's just, play it out. You take the up hole, you slide it out to the breakout point, and then we're all at 88K. So there's that number. And now I know what you're all saying. pianomattyb, don't write it in. Don't write 88K. I got stuff. I'd be doing us all a disservice. 88K. I could see maybe an explosive reaction to the dad rules. And we, go down to 88K. Remember those superstitious so-and-sos in Asia? 88K. If we're gonna call a spade, the bear flag here. Now, there's a big one and a small one. Let's just do the big one. Go from the breakout point here, takes us, 88K. We've been talking about 88K for a long time. I don't want to talk about 88K anymore, although I will put 88K. Just put it there. We're talking about it, so put it there. Looking over videos when I mentioned 88K. Now, in my weird contrarian reverse psychology, it's like, I'm going to make a video about 88K, guaranteeing it never happens, right? I'll just waste my time putting in all these videos where I talked about 88K. But there it is. There's 88K still. Eyeballing this 88K. And maybe I will do this for my future self, because all we've been talking about is 88K, K. Lord love a duck, if she didn't do just that. 88.7, where is it? 88.764 on the old weekly chart on Coinbase. Should have come as no surprise to anybody, right? I'm sure everyone saw 88K coming and a potential bounce. I'm sure everyone was calling it. They just not as racist as me when it comes to Asia. Probably these Asians and their superstitions, That's what I always say. I'm a probabilitarian and a pattern recognitionist, you might say. Based on my history with the Asians I know, they are very superstitious about 88. And that's where she goes. We got it. It's a nice little bounce where we don't want this one, 84.4. But I mean, if it continued bearish action, that's next, right? But this is, it's a 4-hour chart. It's a nice little rounding bottom of sorts. Throw the wick down to 88 and kind of, relief rally back up. It's not so much. We've stalled out at 92. So it's, there's nothing to write home about. I would keep the guns loaded, right? Now, where could we be bullish today to maybe solidify and validate a recovery? Well, for sure, up into this channel of descensions. You see all this. This is all weekend minutia, miscellaneous. What are we doing? Nothing, huh? We're doing nothing. No, we're not doing nothing. It's weekend. Just bingo bango buying it with. So just get up over that. Like erase that from the history and get up in here. I would say, 98.8 would be somewhat bullish for the charts, not for the sentiment, just for the charts, like for the bots that are kind of running this program that we're all watching, this simulation that we're watching. It's the bots that will consider this 50 moving average at 98.8 rather bullish. It's still the 4-hour chart, and maybe I would go a little farther and say that this is this the 23.6% fib? Yeah, 101.3. Now, I guess what we're going to have to do is adjust our what am I doing here? Can I undo that? Yes. Got to move you here. Got to adjust our low price here to 23.6% fib. So our now bear market rejection scenario is 103.4. So when and if we get up and over 100, you got to keep your peepers on 103.4. Let's adjust that over on the ding dong. There we go. Someone's playing the piano. Got to be Duke. We put, oh shit, come on. This is such a touchy little so-and-so here. Okay, I'm getting the eyes. There we go. Yeah, 103.2. And you can see that's where we almost broke out of this last bear flag that we were talking about. Crypto Spaffer, work. Matty, appreciate your hard work and dedication. Respect. Crypto Spaffer, where are you from Britain again? Is that where I'm remembering that? I'm not sure. But let's take a look at this ding dong. So we said bullish would be 23.98.1. Let's see where 98.1 puts us. 98.1. Oh, it's the 23.6% fib as well here. It'll be the 23.6 everywhere. But this is a little bit of a no man's land on the daily. So I would somewhat invalidate that because it's not a lot of traffic. It's just basically a big long wick, a long candlestick down. So was it 98? Yeah. It seems like forever ago we're at 98K. Now we would just celebrate 98K to the max if it ever hit. If it ever hits again. But we all know now from watching this channel that it's not enough. We got to get over 103, right? So if we keep going down here, we will probably go back to those old peepers that on the old down ones, like the 23, when we fell 20%, we thought this isn't big enough. Well, that might have been big enough in this new world of, market math numbers. But for this, we at least get back to this channel of descension here at 93.4. Can we? Oh, we don't have the. Where's the price action here? So everyone can. Oh, there we go. It makes a big difference, right? And a big sigh of relief when you see the price there. Is it moving? Is it? Let me just do one thing here. I'll just quick refresh just in case it's not moving. There we go. Shit, I got to do here to make things work. Now I'm missing the. Damn it. Let's see if I do this. This happens. Yeah, okay. Back in action. I can see the comments now. Thank God. Now, you can see that this is just a big cascading sell-off here. So there's not much of those things in the rock to grab on, right? Like the confluence of 98.3 and the 23.6% fib doesn't leave a lot to the imagination because it was just a cascading candle. I would say we'd probably get more pushback at 95.5. And then, of course, we're not delusionally bullishly speaking, a V-shaped recovery. Like let's just say how outrageous a V-shaped recovery would be today, right? So now, in order to fully execute a V-shaped recovery, this is the candle, right? We'd have to basically come up to 104, which is right around that. See, this is what I don't like. So if we were to have like a delusionally bullish relief rally from 88K, which we've been kind of talking about for the past month or so, you can see how just to make it look like a V-shaped recovery, we would have to get up and over that 103.2 thing. So it's coming to a head there. Now, if we were to, will we see, what kind of candle is that? Let's just see what kind of candle this is. We'll go from candlestick. It's a 15% candle, right? So it's also one of those, it's not a God candle, but it's like over $10,000 candle, right? What is that? $13,000, $14,000 candle. Now it's not impossible, but the way the markets have been beaten down, it seems improbable, right? The only time we get, remember everyone's like, God candle, we're going to see a God candle. And then we get one, but it's to the downside. And then, of course, all the grifting YouTubers was like, well, it could have gone up or down, right? It's I said God candle, it was a God candle, right? But it just happened to go down instead of up. What? So you can see how highly improbable that is, because we would also have to get over the 20 moving average. Now, there is this is where things are going to get pretty actually interesting. So to the upside, we mean revert to the 20 moving average. To the downside, we mean revert. So if we were to have, a hella bullish day, we would mean revert back to the 20 moving average, which is right at the paper level of the bear market rejection, 103, and a V-shaped recovery. So everything would look great, right? Hopefully it would look great. But we all know now, when you're having conversations with your friends, you can tell them, well, we have to get over 103.2 because it's a historic bear market rejection level. And we would be right up there. And you can see how this market would work, right? Everyone would be back on. We're back, baby, right? We'd see all those memes. We're back. But we all know that it's more dire there than it is here, really, because there's more hope here because we haven't been rejected there yet. So it's just like I have more hope in the bear market anyway. Now, the interesting thing about 88 is that, I had that dream about 40K bear market, right? So really, we're only a 50% drop to where I think the bear market worst case scenario would go. Now, I don't want to put that into the ethos. Worst case scenario 40 because it just guarantees it going lower. But it's hard to fathom that it's a 50% drop from here because we're basically on a 25%. Are we? No, we're not past 30, are we? Let's go to the monthly just to check it out. Are we past 30% drop? 30%. It's basically 30% on the dot, right? Just like 88K was 30% from the top. There we go. Bumping these puzzle pieces fit. 30%. So imagine the pain of the past month. If we were to just double the pain, not even, we would be at 40K. And it would be essentially a reset of the entire market. Now, 30% happened in a month. That's what's the crazy part about these numbers now, right? Like when we were in 2021, that bear market seemed to go down forever. If you can remember, it was like every 10,000, it was the end of days. Oh my God, it's 50,000. Oh, we should sell. And then 40,000. Oh, it's too late to sell. Well, it can't go to 30, can it? Oh, it did. Oh my God. Well, at least it can never go to 20. Oh my God, it just hit 20. Then we got into the teens and it just seemed to draw on forever. And it's just because the law of smaller numbers, right? But now that we're in the law of, look at this monthly candle. This is gross. This is Satan's candle. Right down there. Right there. See, we're 93.8. You can see why that number makes so much sense, right? That was the 23.6% fib on the 4-hour chart. And that's roughly where, we need to be on the daily. However, there's no thing to grapple on, but you can see here on the monthly chart, there's a lot of candle closes right at this 93.5% fib. But anyway, back to like getting to 40K. Who knows? We could blast off right now. Based on normal numbers of a bull run, a 30% downturn is nothing. Nothing. One House Productions. How do we get more peeps in here? The only way to get more peeps in here, and I say this all the time, the only way is to share the video. Likes, nothing. The only way. If you have one friend, just share it on Facebook to them. Tell them. I think we're a couple away from 13.4, which is sad. Should be 100,000, right? But if only way is sharing. Likes, nothing. Just share. Because it's an instant vet, right? You share it, they click on it. It juices the algorithm just by the click, right? And then if they, God forbid, subscribe, we can get some numbers up here. But I reiterate, it's the only thing. Sometimes on the piano stream, people will say, like the video. It'll help. I'm like, no, just share the video. If you're going to like it, just share it. I know you have to have crypto friends to share. I get it. Because if you can share into the abyss, right? Lasers, yeah. I was just looking at that Duke singing Creep. It was epic. He keyed it up, actually. He keyed it up to to make his voice sing. Because there's weird parts of the male voice, even the boy's voice, right? Where the bell is optimum. Right. And so I always call them the Billy Joel notes, like sing us a song. That's like a G. That's like the highest part of a normal male voice. Now you can get into like some voices that are here. Like, so the note for Creep that Tom York sings is A, which is a really hard song, a really hard note to sing as a man because it's right at the break. It's like, if you can imagine Elon Musk's rocket coming back into the atmosphere and like, how it's burning up and it's trying to fight its way. That's A for a man's voice. It can, at any second, if you don't have enough air supporting that note, it'll crack, right? So that's why it's very hard. What Else Production? I shared the Saturday feed to my mom and friends. You guys rocked it. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the share. That's probably where we got the 2 subs from on the weekend. Now, where are we? Let's see what's going on in the old under the hood here. What's Fear and Greed? 15. Hitting 88K, we only go down 2. It seems a little weird. Are we going to go back under 3 trillion? Well, we probably will. I mean, if we cascade into the bear market, we'll for sure go under 3 trillion, which would be disappointing. That, most people were calling for 4 days in a row of outflows. Let's do some quick math. 300, 912, 1.2 billion, 1.7, almost 2 billion outflows. Now, what we tend to forget is that this is retail. These are ETF outflows. People going, oh my God, get me out of this. What did you talk me into? You know how these people are doing it. Ninja 4. Maybe if pianomattyb starts playing Fortnite and brings Duke. I don't know what that means. Maybe if pianomattyb starts playing Fortnite and brings Duke. I tried to play Fortnite the other day because to a certain degree, I enjoy listening to him talk with his buddies on Fortnite because he forgets I'm there and he goes into normal kid talk, right? A lot of bros. They love to throw around the word bro. It's pretty funny. So I thought, well, maybe I'll play. It didn't go well. He's like, Dad, I'm carrying you here. I'm carrying you. Like, I don't even know how to toggle my view here, let alone switch to a gun. I'm out. So I just played one game. And as I left, I hear him go, noob. Right? And that's exactly what it was, a Fortnite noob. Over on the weekly, I remember a couple of weeks ago, someone was saying, don't put in that wick. And here we did, 88K. Well, at least we can knock it off our chart, right? 88K, it was almost destiny, right? At least almost 2 months, we were talking about 88K. And there we go. Maybe, just maybe, let's draw in some, well, we already have a nice little bullish. Here's that confluential place, though. We have a bullish doodle in here that depicted this downturn from the top all the way here. I don't think we have to the end of like the Christmas rally to hit this. Like, could we see, now I'm basing everything off of a random doodle. Could this doodle come true? Could it be a Christmas rally due to this doodle up to this confluential bear market rejection zone, 38.2? Oh, we got to adjust it. Yes, we do. Adjust. Yeah. Well, it just got bearish. See how I adjusted those peepers? It changed the whole simulation here. Because if we were to get back up here, that would be in candle close, a weekly, that would invalidate the current bottom and maybe continue on into 2026. Now, I was talking with an old school crypto guy, one of the guys who was in it before I even fathomed it. When I thought it was stupid and a scam, he was in it. And he was saying, man, it was so awesome. There was like 6 coins and it was so predictable. You know, every 6 coins would just have its pump and then go back to the beginning. And it was so easy. Wouldn't that be nice? And he goes, now there's like 20 million coins. How do you, why would anyone do anything in there? Like, well, good point. I don't. But he had the same thing. He's like, if Trump can't turn the economy around in almost a euphoric, blissful way to ensure that the midterms go his way, then we may enter like another dark Democrat, anti-crypto, like everything gets reversed. And, you know, that's not good. So in order for that to happen, this is why 2026 is so interesting, because it is the bear market year, according to the blueprints of the historical echoes of Bitcoin. It is the bear market. But when we have this bizarre calamity with the Trump administration needing to secure the House and Congress and whatever it is for the midterms, he can't just, he's losing now. Like his massive mistakes were Israel first and the Epstein thing, and then there's a bunch of others, right? So he's kind of, the mask is off as to who's running the show there. So in order for him to keep running the show at whatever capacity he wants to or needs to, he's got to turn around the economy and have it. And maybe that's as easy as sending a $2,000 flyer out to people. You know, we can see how that would, maybe sway people. I don't know. Maybe it's that easy. And would that pump the markets enough to ensure the midterms? I don't know. I mean, what do I know? I don't know anything about politics. And I always come back to like the Israel thing. It's like, what is this fascination with Israel and American politicians? I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. It seems weird to me. Anyway, we're having a nice little pump here. This says 92, just cracking 92 on my chart, not on this ticker. Maybe this ticker will go up. Maybe I am in traveling time here as I speak because I am in a 10-second delay. This chart is ahead of this ticker. So it's all getting matrixy up. Being a noob means you're a high-level new player. Oh, that's the nice way to put it, isn't it? I wish Duke would have said that instead of calling me a noob. Like, imagine having your 10-year-old son looking at you and calling you a noob. And he's right. I was a noob. 2 minutes till market open and dump more. Yeah, it'll be interesting at 8:30, 8:29. Maybe we'll just stick around here. It's really, 8:30's of the official market open, but I think, it gets chug-a-lugging about 8:40, 8:45. When the real dumping might might start. But who knows? Because we bounced off that 88 key, hitting 88 and bouncing off it was a very important metric. Now, not getting that bounce, now we still could go under it, but we did get the initial bounce at 88K, like we talked about for months. So it is pretty essential to see how today goes. On a 4-hour chart, a V-shaped recovery would, look kind of like this. Okay, I thought I had. Come on. This is what a V-shaped recovery on the 4-hour chart, but it's not that. That it'd be the high 90s still. Everyone would, people would still be pretty bearish. But you can see that would look like a V-shaped recovery. One House Productions, good people are getting strikes on YouTube. Diddy Bam Bam has 2 strikes. I don't know who Diddy Bam Bam is, but you can see kind of turnarounds. We had about about a year or two, like 2023, 24. The censorship machine kind of pulled back into the jungle, the snakes. And then now it's coming out again. And you never know. So the problem is when you make content like this, I've said lots of things that if YouTube wanted to, retroactively put strikes on, they could. Almost every video. So every video could be the last, right? In this, I don't know, maybe I go to Rumble, but Rumble's this is a little clunky still. And it's the way YouTube first adoption metrics work, where you have these massive channels which have millions but like 40,000 views or whatever. It's not really congruent with the membership or the subscribership. And then with Rumble, it's even weirder because there's like 4 massive channels, but outside of the video game channels. Those video channels are always Duke will be watching a Fortnite video on YouTube, and I'm like, are you trying to tell me that this video has 26 million views? And we're like, how many subscribers does he have? And he's like, 80 million. I'm like, this is unbelievable. This kid, probably 20 years old, 80 million subscribers. Well, the market opened. We are seeing a little bit of a reversal hanging top here. Get a little bit of action hovering around this 92. Got to keep our eyes on 92.5. That would be momentarily bullish, not crazy bullish, but momentarily bullish. If you get any bigger piano, they're going to have to temper you. Well, you'll know a couple things happen, right? You get a bunch of offers to do bigger collabs, and just like anything, there's a trade-off with bigger collabs. You got to do certain things for that channel. It's like the pimping thing, right? You got to get hoard out for these bigger collabs, and then usually once they turn you on, you see parabolic growth for no reason, right? There's just no reason, but you played the game. So I don't know. I'm not really a game player either, so but it doesn't really matter. But this monthly chart candle, it's let's see what it is. Candlestick to candle, open to close. 15% candle, a $17,000 candle. Now, was this run up a $17,000 open to close? 18,000. So this was a bigger candle. Oh, but it was a red candle. I was like, oh, this is a way bigger candle to the downside, actually. So this one in February 2025 was Slightly bigger than this one, but we did see a little bit of a God candle there. To the downside, unfortunately. So if there has been some big candles, they've all been red, but that's okay. You know, that is just if you believe in the gambler's fallacy, which is the odds are I'll eventually win. Well, one might say the next candle, she might be green. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video.